So people stop caring and become apathetic for different reasons. Maybe they're in a relationship where their heart just isn't in it anymore and they just become apathetic. Maybe they experienced a great deal of trauma where they went through the gamut of anger, pain, sadness, and then graduated to apathy where, you know what, I just don't care anymore because they just got emotionally overwhelmed and they need healing. Maybe they were just pushed too far and they shut off and, they need to be healed. Maybe their circumstances. Maybe they stopped caring about things because they pushed things too far in their circumstances, where they worked at a job and became a workaholic, where they lost the work-life balance, where it was just work, and they burned themselves out. So they just stopped caring about their job in general. Maybe they just didn't think that they had other options and they weren't really seeing the forest through the trees. In some cases, you stop caring because your higher self just goes on strike. Your higher self is the part of your soul that lives on the other side. And it's your higher self's job to guide you towards your highest good and a higher level of existence and help you design a good life for yourself, basically. So if your higher self feels like you're settling or off path, sometimes your higher self will cause you to be apathetic in that particular area of your life where you're like, I don't even care about my love life anymore. I don't even care about my job anymore, whatever. It's like, I don't even care about, this relationship anymore. Well, sometimes that's your higher self making you go numb towards your romantic partner to try to guide you towards a better relationship for you. So, yeah, sometimes it's a spiritual thing where your higher self literally goes on strike. It's like, oh God, you've been with this guy for so long. He's cheating on you. Break up with him already. Oh my gosh. And they make you go numb. Because they can. Okay, so I wanted to talk about how apathy can sometimes ruin your life. And I wanted to kind of start this video by talking about, the different reasons we become apathetic, but then I also wanted to kind of go into detail about things. Okay, what if you have an unfulfilling career where you have money and respect and you're very much keeping up with the Joneses and living in that fancy house and driving that fancy car, but you just don't really care about your job? You bring home the bacon, but you're miserable, you're unfulfilled. And, what if you're not pursuing your truth and your passion, your heart, and your life purpose here? Well, you're going to feel unfulfilled. What if your soul wanted to pursue graphic design instead of law? You're considered off path. This is where your higher self could go on strike and be like, I'm going to make you apathetic towards law, to where you don't care anymore, in hopes that you go towards your purpose, which is graphic design, which is, you're going to love and be happy and make money doing that as well, right? So it's like your soul's way of telling you that you're off path and changes need to be made, and, it's your higher self's way of getting your attention. Maybe you just don't care anymore because you beat a dead horse. You've been doing this job for too long, and you're just like, I'm burned down, I need to change. Maybe you've traveled so far down this road for so long that, you just don't really care anymore. So along those same lines as an unfulfilling career, maybe now your heart is closed to humanity, right? Maybe you become apathetic towards humanity where you're like, I don't want to help people. I don't care. I don't want to get out there and help people. I couldn't give a crap. So now your heart is closed to the collective. It's closed to humanity. You're not pursuing your life purpose. You don't feel like helping others. You don't care. You're tired. You're energetically depleted. And you could end up having a catch-22 here where you're tired and depleted because your heart is close to humanity. And your heart is close to humanity because you're tired and depleted. So maybe you should try to scrape together some energy and try to open your heart to humanity. Try to care about helping others, because that's going to boost your vibe and make you feel better overall. Kind of reconnect you to the collective again, right? Get you out there. Another thing is you would feel better just like you were doing something good and meaningful, like you were actually helping people. It would boost your self-esteem, making a difference in this world, develop personal power and feel proud of yourself, and not looking in the mirror and seeing a sloth anymore. Maybe you see yourself as lazy when you're just depressed, and maybe you're off path and the life you've designed for yourself kind of sucks. Well, you have free will, you can turn it around, right? Another thing that could be another catch-22 is lack of connections. Sometimes when we're apathetic, we stop connecting with other people. We, again, disconnect ourselves from the collective. I don't feel like socializing. It's a lot of work. It's a hassle. Every time you imagine socializing, it just feels like this big hassle and just a ton of work. And it's like, I don't feel like driving over there. I don't feel like doing that. I don't have the energy. So if you're tired and apathetic, maybe you just push people away. And you just don't have energy to socialize. But people need people. So when you deprive yourself of the connection, you actually lower your vibration. So you're not really doing yourself any favors here. Socializing, believe it or not, is actually good for you. Even if you feel like you just want to be alone, you could potentially make yourself worse. So something to ponder. That could be another catch-22. I'm depressed, and I don't want to socialize. And I'm depressed because I'm not socializing. I'm not socializing because I'm depressed. It's a catch-22. Another thing is maybe you have a poor quality of life. Maybe the life that you designed for yourself sucks. And it's really all coming down to your free will and what you've created. Maybe you're not making plans, you're not planning ahead, you're not scheduling anything for yourself, you have nothing to do, you're bored, and the day slips through your fingers like sand. You're not having enough fun, you're not catering to your inner child, you're not rewarding your accomplishments. Maybe you're doing, a good job at something and you're not rewarding yourself for all of your accomplishments. Maybe, again, you just see doing things and having plans as a hassle and you're just kind of pessimistic. Like every time you imagine yourself doing something, you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's not going to work out. That's not going to be fun. That's not going to work. So it's like a pessimistic kind of energy. It's too much energy. Bah humbug. Turn into like Ebenezer Scrooge and turning away from fun, and then you lose that, hope for life. Just hopeful about the future. Just hopeless, and pessimism takes over. And this again is part of how you're treating yourself. How are you treating yourself? Are you taking things too seriously? Do you need an injection of humor and lightheartedness? Don't forget to play. Go see a movie, get that escapism for 2 hours, turn off your phone. Try to come up with some creative ideas and plans to entertain yourself. Yeah, your quality of life is important. And then along those same lines, they want to make sure, you're focused on a healthy work-life balance. Are you a workaholic? Maybe you've become apathetic because you're a workaholic who's, again, not having any fun and is just veered towards work so much that you've tipped the scales. If it's all work and no play, law of attraction kicks in, a total lack of self-love is detected, and then the universe ends up attacking you. Yes, the universe could attack you for being a workaholic because you've tipped the scales. You're demonstrating a lack of self-love, and the universe picks up on this, like lack of self-love, It's like you're not being kind to yourself. You're not being nice enough to yourself, and then the universe detects that. Make sure you're taking some vacation when you're able to. Make sure you're getting away and creating those wonderful and amazing memories for yourself. Another thing is relationships. Are you feeling apathetic towards relationships? Make sure you are with your partner for the right reasons. Out of love as opposed to ego or fear. Make sure you're being treated well by them. Or, you could become numb to them as well. Happiness also comes from within, but make sure you're with, a partner that makes you happy. And make sure that you're taking care of yourself within a relationship. Make sure you're getting what you need. right? Self-love. This is a biggie. This comes up in a lot of my videos. Self-love. Are you apathetic towards yourself? Are you not taking care of yourself? No diet, no exercise. You don't care. You're apathetic towards yourself. Self-care goes out the window. I don't even care. I don't care about myself anymore. Bah. Right? Maybe you just don't give a crap anymore, where you're just not even avoiding danger. You're not avoiding pain. You're not being self-protective. You're not creating a life based on self-love. So you need to ask yourself, what do I need to be happy? It's, what can you do to treat yourself better? What can you do to treat others better? What are you allowing to happen to your soul? You have to worry about all of this stuff. This goes along the same lines as the trauma. Have you experienced a great deal of trauma where you're just completely mentally and emotionally overwhelmed and you've just completely shut off and gone numb? Well, you need healing. Look into counseling or hypnotherapy or Reiki. Support groups. Seek out that healing if that's what you need. A lot of times we just shut down. We're just, again, pushed too far. And we have the anger, the pain, the sadness, and then that graduates to apathy because it was too much pain, too much hurt, too much trauma. And we go through the sadness and the depression, and then we just I don't even care anymore. I don't even care. And that's where healing is necessary, forgiveness is necessary, and the ability to pick up the pieces and move on with your life and have hope for a better future and know that you learned from it and think about the steps you can take to prevent that from happening again in the future. If you were the victim of somebody's free will, obviously you can't control other people, you can only control yourself. But even just addressing maybe anxiety that you have about the future, where you've become afraid of life, addressing the anxiety. Counseling is a form of self-love. Seeking out that healing is a form of self-love. Don't write yourself off. Don't give up on yourself. Try to give yourself what you need. That self-reflective consciousness is important. Dig deep within your soul, look in the mirror, and try to decide what you need to improve your quality of life. Because I am worried about the apathy. I am worried about, the defibrillator going to your heart and going clear, zzz, clear, zzz, trying to wake you up inside. I do worry about that. Again, people experience apathy for different reasons. So take a closer look at what yours is coming from. So pray for healing, love, abundance, and health. Be kind to yourself. Listen to music, dance, sing, exercise. Embrace the J. Try to see the blessings in the lessons you've learned and you won't repeat. And focus on gratitude and optimism. That's another thing, is gratitude is a very high vibration. Just try to sit down and write a list of your blessings and think about all the good things that you have in life. And the things that the divine has bestowed upon you that you have to be grateful for. And try to help that jettison you forward into being more optimistic about a brighter future and designing a love for yourself, a life for yourself where you just come alive and you spur that inner child, you spur that creative energy, and you open your heart to humanity, and you're out there and you're making a difference in the world, and you're getting kudos, and people think you're wonderful and amazing for what you're doing to help them. And you're just shining your light, and people are being attracted to it. And that fortifies your soul and gives you what you need, and hopefully wakes you up inside. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.